Live. Hello, friends. What's going on with you? I hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday. Can you believe it? Like we are down the road in February. I don't even know. It's like a blink, and January is gone, and it has been a full year already. So let's start from the beginning because it's a beautiful place to start. I am Malikia K. Courtney. Hi, and welcome. This is SXP Metamorphosis 365, a growth podcast. What's going on, partner? Hey. Let's see your face in a place. And starting with gratitude is what I do, is what I have done for 93 episodes. So let's keep it moving with the same vein. You hear me well? Perfect, because I will be the next question. I put my headphones on and I heard they're connected, but it didn't hit me. I should check to see if it was connected to the computer or to a cell phone or to the TV. But luckily, we are where we're supposed to be. So, short version, thank you to my sunshine Cromwell. I miss you. And I hope all is well in your world. She is one of the connecting points for me to come and get this podcast to end because I said yes to our divine God about sharing knowledge. And you know how it is when God roll up on you, be like, listen, this is what I'm gonna need you to do. I'm like, all right, I'm cool, I can do it, I'm willing. I just need a method and a way because what I was being asked for required more than just a couple of rolls, some reach. And what is YouTube but reach? Hello, reaching. So, thank you, Sunshine, for introducing me to Blast, which is where I did many episodes. And I've been invited actually to come and continue with them a bit. I am thinking it through. And maybe next Tuesday I will share through Blast as well. But as always, you will find me right here at this channel. So please subscribe. Malikia K. Courtney. And enjoy the podcast. SXP Metamorphosis 365. Enjoy the other stuff that's in between because I be on random fun. I believe in fun and some lightness and poetry because I am Lady Molotov and in Poetry Streets, a few other names too, but you gotta remember to know those. Today, I will be adhering to my 13 minutes and having the drink. Hey, Brunia! Welcome. Okay, so in the interest of I don't know the thoughts, so I guess I should shape this conversation. So we are about to have a conversation about the anything box, and that is it. It's literally an anything box. For anyone who's ever had an anything box, you already know what the possibilities are, but this is a moment for you to create your anything box if you haven't gotten it created. And I'm going to give you 7 pivots that will help you grow exponentially if, and that's this capital if you listen, take your notes, synthesize the information, put it to action, work it out. And that is that's not the option. Like acting on a thing, that's the caveat to possessing. That's the caveat to life. You must live it. Living is an action. It is a verb. So I invite you to verb with me. Okay. So we're going to get on this verb. I will show you my anything box. Let's see. Can you see this? This is my anything box. It's very simple. Very simple. And these colors mean something to me, and this is a fun. I love the Google AI. And there are things that go on in my anything box that's empty for now. Okay. I can't shake it and show y'all and have stuff in it. But in your anything box, you get to choose what you put in your anything box. I know for me, growth is very important. So I can, with my little papers and write my little love notes in there, boop, drop it in my anything box. Anything that comes to mind that I find viable, that I want to participate in and think on and understand better or create, it goes in my anything box. And I don't even need to write all of it down onto things. I can just mentally and imaginatively put it in my anything box. Isn't that fun? Who says you don't get to have fun as an adult? Because you freaking do. So I encourage you to put on your, like we were in school, your thinking caps. I encourage you to grab your logic, grab your lenses, grab your perspective, pen and the paper if you so choose. subscribe and be ready to press replay on this one should you choose. Now we're going to go for as long as it takes me to move through these points and get them across well. And then when I'm complete, I'm complete. I'm sure it won't be over an hour. And welcome home, y'all. Okay, so 7 pivots, like I mentioned to you guys earlier, that help you to grow exponentially. All about the growth, all about the growth. If you can find it in your mind to move from the consumer position to the creator, I've been teaching on this for years on years on years, and I will tell you why. I begin to realize that people were calling for change so much that it sounded like a joke. It began to sound like, drums, and you beat them and beat them and beat them and they wear out. And you have to do some replacing. Like it began to sound like a beaten and old, worn out drum. Now, this is no knock to people who, hey, I'm going to implement change and they do it. This is not a knock to those folks, but this is a true moment for people who say, I'm going to change, and it is just words. I'm going to change. I'm going to change, and that anger lasts for like a whole day, 2 weeks, and you're back to the same BS. We might cuss today, so put your armor on. Be honest. Where are you on that scale of change? Knowing yourself is going to be the best tool you could ever come up with and across. Knowing yourself is going to help you be your best you, improve, grow, create, all of that. Can you move from the creator to the consumer? So, because of that worn out use of the word change, it pushed me back because I was watching people, like this is even growing up, watching folks talking about how they're going to change and this is going to change from politicians, because my life had a lot of that going on growing up. People who were affecting the community, people who were making some true differences in school systems, in politics, in our area, our community. So I got to grow up in that and power to the people. Same time, some of it I watched the wheels spin as people would get engaged with others. So some folks fully on fire, and then they get around some other wet blanket people who put their fire out. What can you create? I began to watch the creators create. All right, we need vision. What do people perish from? The lack of vision. Can you move from a consumer? I'm just going to take what is given to me. I'm going to go to the store and I'm going to just take it all full ready made. I need a microwave. I want it 10 seconds. I want it 1 minute. I want it 3 minutes and 30 seconds. That's how I take my water, right? And I just want it. And I want it quick and I want it done. I don't want any thought behind it. I don't want any input. That is the consumer mindset. Oh, I like your bag. It's so nice because 1,700 people got this one bag and it looks so pretty and everybody likes it and there's so many comments about it. I'm going to go buy that bag. We wouldn't have a Gucci. We wouldn't have a Chanel. We wouldn't have all these wonderful aqua de Gios. It smells good. But we wouldn't have all these wonderful things like that if people were not so given into the consumer mindset. And no knock, my Nike people, no knock to Amazoners. We like what we like, and it is beautiful. At the same time, I consider the people who have taken time to create a product, to create a service, to create a mindset, to create a path, and millions go by that way. And BUY and BY, okay? Causing some to be millionaires, causing some to be billionaires. We are in the consuming, and that's fine. I think everybody participates in the consumer, and I can verify that by toilet paper. Okay, everybody, yeah, just about okay. And I'm speaking U.S. I get it. Some folks in some countries they don't, and that's an interesting thing all in itself. We're not gonna get on that right now, but however, we're talking about home. So, can you move from the consuming? And I got my notes, y'all, just so I stay on task. Can you move from just reading it? Can you move from just watching it? Can you move from just listening to it to a position of action, action, action? I love how Dr. Stacy, what's Dr. Stacy's last name? Or her beautiful self, I think it's Abrams. She would always say, action, action, despite the distraction. I can hear her in my head right now. Action, despite the distraction. Mark Victor Roberts also, he has that book. Okay, so my point, and both of those people are 7 and 8 figure earners, 8 and 9. So I encourage you to think. And here's a beautiful thing. This is what's really, really true. Some people are not given to the consumer mindset. Some people are not concerned or considering 7 figures, 8 figures, 6 figures. They don't give a rat's crack about that. They just want enough. They want their yard. As it was explained to me today, I had a great conversation today. Even some folks are not given it that way. And even you, lovely people, because I love the minimalist life, even us who don't need to consume the world, are you creating? What are you creating? Because you are a creator too. So knowing that you have the ability, the thing in you to create, what are you creating for someone else to consume? Whether it is thought, whether it is service, whether it is product, what you're doing, even if it is for your home, for your family, what are you creating? Are you creating even memories for folks to enjoy and to go back in that mind and think on things when they're being grateful and going before God and saying thank you? Are you at least even doing that? So I am really speaking to your creator and encouraging you and just dropping seed. Anything that I'm saying to you, it is with the invitation to go sit down and think about it, to think on it and chew on it and come to your conclusions and outcomes. I am here to offer thought. I am here to be a mirror. I am here to big sis it and to coach and to guide as well, because I am a licensed trained coach. This is what I do, and the meddling in the mind is a joy for me. I love it. Growth is life, like for real, is life. And then to be around me any length of time, I am going to cause you to grow because that is just the energy that I am. So we meet here. Get the picture. Okay, great. Keep it moving. So stop mostly being the reader, the watcher, the listener, and start producing. Move into your own ideas. It is so, so necessary and needed. I also want to point the finger at the art. The art, and we'll get to the systems and stuff later. But clarity, get clear about what you want to create, and getting clear in what you want to create will clear life for you, and it will allow you that energy that sparks possibilities. It will allow you the opening of doors. It will allow you to meet the people that maybe you would have never met if you were not operating in that energy of creation. If you were completely solely in the energy and vibration of consuming, believe and trust me, if you're existing in that energy, there are so many beautiful moments that you are missing in this life. It is just the case because you got your head down. You already committed to a system. That system of consuming. I invite you to be hybrid, consume and create. I'm not saying abandon your favorite things because Lord knows I like cookies and then I like cookies a lot. Okay, so I'm saying I'm going to get some cookies. Same time, I'm going to bake some from scratch. I'm going to sell a few. How about that? Because I'm a beast in the kitchen. So, what are you creating? That's a very simple example. Let's move it. Check my time. Okay, good. So, goals to systems. All right. Around masterminds, teach small groups, teach one-on-one. Buzzy. It is important to grow to a point where you can create grow goals. Okay. What are your goals? Do you have goals? Have you looked at your goals? Have you looked at your life? What does your life say you need? If you don't have goals, ask life. Life will give you a clue on where your eyes could be focused in order to open up doors, possibilities to XYZ. You have to know what your XYZ is. What kind of lovely, beautiful life do you intend to live in this body as this personality on the earth at the time? Who are you? And who do you care to be? I love who I am, and I am still building more. And to me, it is like a fine home. And I am adding rooms and patios and ponds and waterfalls and all these things to who I am, skill wise and mind wise and growth wise and impact wise. Impact was possible cause. This Saturday, February 7th, we are having a day of healing. It is the fourth annual day of healing. SXP, Central Experience. Ooh, child. We're gonna go for 24, count them up, 24 hours. So I kick it off at midnight on Clubhouse app in the house called Sanctuary Experience. Sanctuary XP. And in parentheses, written backwards because I got jokes, is Master Key Mindset. So find that house in Clubhouse, and the rooms are marked as fourth annual day of healing or something to the tune of that. There's four separate rooms because we have them broken up into 6 hour blocks. Come be a part of that conversation. We're going to talk about the things that go bump in the night concerning what's going on in this country right now, the United States. And we do have people who are coming in from around the world to participate in that. It is a virtual social impact project. You are not even visible. You can come on there and just be heard, your voice being heard. We invite people to come and have a respectful dialogue and talk about how this behavior is impacting them. We're also going to tool. I will be teaching. I have several people that are coming throughout the day to teach here, listen there, hold space. All right. So every 2 hours, the moderators change. Come be a part of something great. Come be a part of the solution, not just talk. And let me qualify. Some people need to come and just say what they need to say. Come and share what you are feeling so that you're not holding it in your chest, in your back, in your body, in your organs, and causing yourself sickness and that type of pain and strife. It ain't worth it. So come and speak and share that out. That is being part of the solution because you are bringing awareness to your experience, and most likely others are experiencing it too. And then at the same time, you're opening yourself up to a place where you may just get some feedback that helps you stay strong, focused, and out of jail. That's important. For the grave. Let's be alive. Let's make a difference in manners that make sense. All right. So, talked about the creating sanctuary experience. Created that. Okay, let's keep it moving. All right. So, from goals to systems, goals are motivational, systems are exponential. You want to magnify a thing, move it faster, move it wider, longer, the whole of that, stronger. You need a system. A system. I will give you the simplest example because I believe in the story to kind of anchor in the thought. I have a 4 year old grandbaby. Grandbaby had gotten to the point where he was fully potty trained, doing things on his own. Had some things occur, and now he's being retrained. Okay, we have a system. If you go to the bathroom, get off, you clean yourself, then you get your clothes together. He uses a seat. He's got to put his seat back where it goes, close the lid, flush. And then, sleeves up if he's got long sleeves on, get over there, get the soap, and then wash his hands. I kid you not. And I drill it into him like a system because this way he will have that, and it seems so simple. But when you, and this is life, I'm speaking life to you guys in a very simple baby story, but is this not life? Have you not had to pivot? Have you not had your tree shaken? I have had my tree shaken. I have had 2 careers canceled out by a spine injury. I have had one career canceled out by a pervert. Okay, so I have had to pivot. And just like grandbaby, gotta wipe your ass, gotta clean up your mess. Even if you didn't make all that mess, gotta flush, gotta wash your hands, and keep it moving. See what I'm saying? All right, very, 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 very odd, maybe for an example, but that's the point. Create your system so that you are doing this rhythmically, so that you are doing this in a manner that will build you success going forward, so that it is ingrained, that it is habitual, that it has become part of who you are, your second nature, and you are growing. There, last point, let's keep moving. Daily inputs you control. So your habits, your workflow, your feedback loops, all of these things are things that you control. You control that. Oh, I'm gonna talk about the busy too, but I'm gonna wait. I'll jump into the busy later. But let's get that on straight. Daily, 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 daily input that you can control. Uh, for my media folks, there are beautiful systems where you can go and record and edit and upload and then schedule out. Boom, boom, boom. No excuses. Like, just remove your excuses. Get the picture. Find the way to remove, get around, go underneath or above your excuses. Get around yourself if you are getting in your own way. That's just a heads up and a quick clue on what you can do, what's possible. What's possible. All right. 3. One of my favorites. Okay. It is that we are in the habit of trading time for money. That's just it. A lot of folks. live that way. A lot of people live paycheck to paycheck. A lot of people live on the floor, on the ground, on the scrounge, on the hustle, and I have been in all places. So I got no judgment. I am not pointing at anybody. I am simply saying that if you are in either one of those categories I just mentioned, if you are not financially where you desire to be comfortable, not bothered, not worried about money or bills or anything related to finances, cool. Sit over here for a second. I'm talking to the people who are. My loves, find a way to shift from that um, time for money to leverage. And when you're moving into your leverage, think of this way: leveraging ideas, what we talked about earlier, the creating, okay, the systems, the products, okay, these offerings. Think through how you can create that leverage to a point where you are, when you create it, you're working once and you're reaping from that work. Repeat, repeat, repeat your passive incomes. Your I did this work, it is in place, I'm gonna keep my hands on it, I'm just gonna drop. And I love to set it and forget it. When you find a way to set and forget it, do that. But don't necessarily forget it. Not to the tune of okay, my eyes are off it, I'm over here, I'm not paying attention. Pay attention. Pay attention. Make sure it's moving smoothly as it could be, but let's give you a couple ideas. So I am a public speaker. Have been for years on years on years. Media writer, editor, whole lot of that. And those things, like the books that I have, I can autopilot them. I can autopilot them. I can set them, put them out for the people who are nice and come to the park. And every so often, hey, listen, I have this book, I have this book, I have this book. You might want to come buy a book for me. Oh, you're going through that? I got the perfect book for you. Here we go. Go ahead and pay that $25. Let me get this to you real quick. So, what can you create? We back to the creation. All this goes together. So let's move through a couple of thoughts. Media, coding. I can't code, y'all, but I know folks who do, who love tech. I do like tech very much. I just am not overly technical. Like my challenges pop up right there. But I do not hide. I take courses and classes. I go get with people who know how to XYZ so that I can learn how to XYZ because it's important to me to know what I need and then hire what I don't need to know. Just need done. Keep that in mind too. So media coding investments in your largest, and this is the truth. This doesn't change. I don't care from what industry. Um, it don't matter what quarter you're coming from. People. Your people resource is your best, and highest resource. For my introverts, I feel for y'all because I trust and believe I'll be on a bus with y'all too. Extrovert, introvert, I gotta switch on. People are your best resource. So it is good to know some wonderful people. It is good to extend yourself to be known by some wonderful people and to be a resource and a resourceful person. All right. So move from the time for money to leveraging your mind, leveraging those relationships, leveraging coding if you need to, systems, the media, the writing, the editing. What can you create? Food. I got some wonderful people who do great things in the kitchen. Some chef is what can you leverage to put you in a position where you are not working to survive. That's the word. But you're thriving and you breathe and you content, you're okay. Whether your content is like the conversation I had earlier, I said yard, his face, and my wife, I'm gonna get okay, this, that, the third, blah, blah, to if I'm not sitting on 2.2s millions, I don't feel comfortable. Okay, so you find your own comfortability, you define it, and then create to live in it. All right, keep it moving because we talked about that, and I do want to be mindful of time. We are up 1-4, bro. Ooh, one of my favorites. Okay, so busy, busy, busy people. Oh my God. Busy, busy, busy people are wonderful. You want to move from your busy to productive. One of my favorite words. Productive. I know the difference from when I had a productive day and a busy day. Some of my days are busy, busy, busy. And I'd be like, dang, this is a very busy day. But then when I sit down to look at it, maybe I'm moving toward producing something, and this step has to be done. The Sundays, when I do the measuring, because I believe in measuring, and that is a tip too. Please do measure. What did we get done today? What was productive? So I encourage you, if you are a busy human, And many of us are. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Go ahead, be busy. Busy people are great people and we do great stuff. Same time, does your busyness sum in productivity? That, love, is the question of the week. If it is that you are busy, 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 and when you sit your tail down and measure, and I do every 3 days, every 7 days, every 30 days, 31 days, every year, I'm measuring, 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 and sometimes daily, 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 depending on what's going on. When I sit down to measure, when you sit down to measure, love, are you coming up good? Are you coming up happy? Are you feeling fulfilled? Are you productive? These are questions that must be answered. And if it is that you are not coming up productive, then baby, it's time to make an adjustment, possibly in what I've shared with you so far, those keys, or possibly some others. I encourage you to go binge this podcast. You got 93 episodes of growth, 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 of mindset, of heart set, of some poetry, of some goofing off, of some conversations, interviews, things that will help you remove your excuses. That's collaboration. Okay, let's move. So, okay, and this is I love people who knows I gotta get notes. Right. So, IPs, the income producing tasks. That was a very, very great lesson that I learned some years back. This applies directly to my busy people who are in business or entrepreneurs. You need the giggles? I love the giggles. Okay. Income producing activities. Please do make sure that 80% of your busy is directing you and pointing towards an income producing activity. That is a saving grace. That will help you get to where you're going. If that is the direction that you're going in. Some folks may not be moving this is what just came to mind. So let me watch this and share it. I know this woman. She's not a close friend of mine, but I think I just admire her because of how she moves. She works LEO and adult, but she has some grandbabies on board. When I tell you that her work ethic is insane, stuff. And then two, she just had a thought, and she shared this thought. She wanted to do something so big for her family that she not only worked her LEO, she took on a second job just so that she could help with her daughter. Her daughter has special needs kids too. So it is that maybe we don't seek the funds or the things that are necessary, but maybe it is that you're in a position to help somebody else. Maybe you have the heart of a giver and you want to serve. Those are also ways that you can add to your plate that make sense and serve. And again, don't overwhelm yourself. Go back to the people pleasing. Go back to my self loves. Go bench. That was just a side note. Let's get back to focus. All right. Ooh, this is the fun part. I like fun stuff. I believe in the scientists. I am going to experiment. I'm going to make some concoctions. I believe in the kitchen concoctions because I will concoct something in the kitchen real quick, real quick. I will. Same time, I believe that applies to life. Like I do my best to approach most things as a scientist. I need to understand it. I want to take it apart. I want to look in it. I want to tick, 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 tock it and understand it and improve on it. Create, recreate, refine, and put it into place. And how can it help? So most of the things that I learn, it's with a synthesizer's lens. I am working to understand how it fits. Does it fit? Can it help? Is it beneficial? Who does it benefit? Does it benefit me and me alone, or is this a larger scale? And if I find that it's not just a me thing, guess what's getting shared too, y'all? I'm telling. See, you see what I'm saying? So you can move into your experimentation from a certainty. When you stand in uncertainty, I am not challenging any of you folks who are in a sovereign divine God certainty. I am not saying step outside of that. If you are certain that you know that God said you be over there. I ain't talking to you. But I am talking to everyone else who I'm not talking to you too in the sense of things that you can experiment with, in the sense of things that you can explore with, and the things that maybe you think you know, and even in my certainty, let me give you a story. I do my best 2 to 3 times a year to sit myself down as a student. I believe that as a trainer, as a teacher, as a coach, as a leader, as a guide, it behooves me. It would be irresponsible of me if I did not take my own learning and development seriously. That would be done. I ain't that person. So I sit myself down in them chairs and I literally tell myself this right here. I say it out loud because I believe it, I believe it, I believe it. I am a student. I forget everything I know. Ooh, I could put it down. I may have been teaching it for 20 freaking years, but you know what I can do? I cannot know, so I can learn. And I will say that to myself. I don't know, so I can learn. And I sit there and I take it like it's the first time I've ever been exposed to it, so that I can hear it from the mind that's giving it to me, that's teaching and training it in me now. Get the picture. Can you move out of your certainty? I know that I know that I know that I know. There are some things that I know that I know that I know that I know at the same time. I can put down all of what I know because I'm not so ego driven or laced in so tightly like shoelaces that I can't loosen up and make room for possibilities. I can. Oh, thank you. I love the color too. It was fun. I was missing color, so I really had to put some color in my hair. I was missing so bad. I've got a blue and yellow one in the back, and I've got a purple around here somewhere. So that being the point. All right, babies, let's get to it. So, don't miss anything. Small experiments, fast feedback. Small experiments, fast feedback. You want to learn how to move fast. Oh God, you want to learn how to move fast. And I'm not saying that you will not follow your rhyming word, because you probably will sometimes. That's okay. I can't encourage you to be careful. I won't be that person. I won't be me. I will say fail. Fail loud as fast as you can and quickly. Fail. All right. You might find yourself succeeding way, way, way more. Be comfortable in the falling down. Be comfortable in the taking apart. Be comfortable in all of it in story time. I had time where it was just like I wanted to be a hidden block. I didn't want everybody to be in my business. All the story, right? And I don't even remember what the pivoting moment was. Maybe 20 plus years back. Sitting with a beautiful person, professional, and having the conversation of what I was thinking and what I was feeling and opening up everything. Maybe that was the moment where it became clear to me what was the point. Like, it registered. I'm an adult. I do not have a parent that's about to whoop my behind about saying a dang on thing. I can say it all. And I think there was freedom in that. And I encourage you to move into that. And this kind of is more along the next thought, which is like the lone wolf into your networking. You want to do that, keep that note. But this also applies to the certainty into experimentation. I encourage you to experiment with you. I encourage you to poke your head into the places that maybe you don't want to look at, and you damn sure don't want nobody else to see. Open up, open up. I sat with a professional and said things like, I was abused, neglected, rejected, mistreated, and gave examples. Okay, I said things like that out loud to a stranger. Sometimes that is the healing and the release that you need to move forward. Don't be afraid of that. Don't hide from that. The second weekend of March, the second weekend of September, we host SXP MetaMorphosis. No, that's the podcast. We host the SXP 3 day sanctuary experience for the ladies 3 days. And we open and vulnerable and telling it all. We're getting that ache out of our body, the weight off our chest, the stress that we carry, and lightening and lifting our load and cleaning it up, cleaning it up in the spirit so that we don't carry it with us past that point. That's what I'm saying. So if you know that you need to be at that, get in touch with me quickly. Life is sanctuaryxp@gmail.com. That is the email. Life is sanctuaryxp@gmail.com. Okay, fast forward. So again, moving from your lone wolf into your network mind, we are people. We are built for community. Like that. That's just not. There's no option in that. You were not made to be alone. I.e., it's a billion, million, alien to the tune of 8 of us running around. Find you one, find you three, find you 5 people, so that when you are ready to face your blind spots and the human that you are and have become, you have people to ask, hey, listen, I see me this way. How do you see me? What am I missing? Is there a spot? Is there a hole? Is there a gap? Is there a blind thing? What can you tell me that will help me be a better human? Are you afraid to ask that question? Do you have good people in your life that you've that have been friends for years that you can go to and say, hey, listen, I was thinking, and I have questions. And I think because I know you are a person that I trust and love, whose opinion I value, can you share what you see, what you think, what you know? Am I missing anything? Because maybe even you know. And maybe you think nobody else didn't trick you. I don't know. Figure out those places. Get out of your lone wolf, move into your networking mind. That, of course, is personal. It is, of course, professional. Yes, as a contractor as well, there are some things that I'm just doing on my own, but there are certain things that I do with teams. I have some real strong strengths, and I've got some clear weak points. And I believe, like I said earlier, either I'm going to learn it or I'm going to hire to CMA when it comes to those points where I am not the strongest in. And I do understand I am not Captain Save a Hole. I can't save everybody. I can't do everything. I can do some things, and I do that. And I do not waste time making apologies for what I can't do. I can't do it. What I can do, if I sit around and get busy instead of productive and I don't get it done, then that's on me. Getting the picture, the conversation I'm shaping, I'm hoping you're getting it. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you tap that replay and share with a friend because you probably know somebody else who needs this help, or hey, it's the help that you need and you'd like to be supported in it. Accountability is thing. All right. So I do want to point this out. The people that you're around. It matters who you spend your time with. Like, remember, I mentioned the wet blanket people earlier? You got a bright light, someone's excited, they're checking out their possibilities, they're running through life, trying all kind of new things, or refining the things that they were doing that were working. And here comes a jackass with a blanket of wet and just want to put the fire out. Ick. Do not cast your pearls before swine. That's how one Bible say it. FAFO is how the street Bible say it. Get around some people who are living in the manner in which you intend to live, who are behaving, who speak in the manner that you intend to speak or that you are comfortable in, and desire. What are you passionate about? What do you desire? You want to be a musician, but you ain't got no musician friends. You want to be an artist and a painter, but you don't even like nobody who paint. You want to be a great photographer, but you don't even have folks to bounce your photos off of, like for real. And my folks who go through the education route, cool and good. But are you making buddies? Are you making connections and friends, or even tight acquaintances if you don't want a whole bunch of friends? I know that. Kendrick done told us you moving different. I don't ride with you no more. I feel the same way. Who in your life? Who's in your life to look into your life and to walk with you? The journey was never meant to be like alone the whole time. That ain't it. Yes, we go into our points where it's growth points and it's just us. It is us and the spirit, sovereign divine, however you call it, universal deception. Knock yourself out. Yes, we have those stretches, but even in those stretches, it is not for you to be alone. Not like that. Okay? I'm glad you hold that thought. We only have one more to go. So we went through six. I'm going to recap our quick. So consuming to creating, from goals to systems, from that time for money to leveraging, busy to focused, certainty to experimentations. Please be the scientist and have fun. There should be some joy in your life. Are you practicing your happiness? Because it is a practice, it is an intentional practice for me. I practice happiness. And I have a friend who's known me for years, and we talk about that because the perspective is the lens that I keep. I keep a lens of happiness so that I am not consumed by all that is in the world. Do I see it? Hell yeah, I see it. I see the crazies and the pedos and the weirds and the evils and the hurtful. I see all of that too, but I do not make it a habit of intentionally seeking it or practicing that vision. My lens is peace. My lens is patience. My lens is joy. My lens is happiness. I do my best to think on the things that I like to have multiplied because when you think on a thing, believe and trust, you are multiplying it in your mind. You are multiplying it in your energy. You are drawing it into your surroundings and creating it again and again. We create from our mind, we create from our memories, we create from the things that we speak. Do you know that? So you are constantly creating your life again and again and again. If it's shitty, you're creating it again and again and again. If it's great, you're creating it again and again and again. So what are you creating into your life? You're sitting there speaking out the death that you died and did. Guess what? Here come again. So speak a better thing, think a better thing, create a better memory, practice the things that you want to experience, experiment, be the scientist. You're gonna take my word on jack thing thing. Test it. Test it. And don't just test it and not come back and tell me. Test it and come back and tell me. And listen, I checked it out and yeah, it checks out. I love to hear about it. Life is sanctuaryxp@gmail.com. That's my email. All right. So from the certainty of the experimentation, and then the lone wolf into the network mind. Please open your mind and consider and clean up your network. If it's on trash, it's on trash. You have no apologies to make. If you need to sever relationships, you have no apologies to make. You need to make room for some new people. There's no apologies to make. Make the moves that you need to move to elevate. I have people, and I have people in my life that are no longer in my life who I recognize I cannot move forward with that behavior around me because again and again and again, detrimental. Again and again and again, So, as you grow older, that's okay. You see the need, you rise to the occasion, you handle business. And that's what I encourage you to do. The people around me, I don't just encourage them, I expect grow up, mature. Your garden, think about your garden. You plant your seeds. You got a bunch of weeds that pop up. You gonna keep the weeds? Nah, they gotta go. All right. So think. Do. All right. The last one. Ego. Ego. Drop. Drop the lens. It's like the appearances. I remember growing up. It's very important, and I'm not shooting. Just believe this because I get it. It was very important how we appeared. All right. It was important that our hairs were in place to the tune of my mom brushing my hair 3, 4 times a day, changing my clothes 2, 3 times a day, taking a picture. There was an expectation of appearances. It needed to look a particular way. And I get it. I understand this life that we live in. It demands a certain level of presentation. At the same time, there came a point where some things happened in the house, and there was a sickness and there was a breaking down. And even in the breaking down, the need or desire to keep up the appearance. Piss on appearances. Let it be exactly what it is. Get the help that you exactly need and keep it moving. Learn speed. I've said that to you guys earlier. I'm going to say it one more again. Ditch your ego and learn some speed. Okay, let's get into it. Piss on looking smart. Do your best to optimize for the better thing. Ask you the questions. Ask them. Ask the dumb questions that you don't want to ask somebody. Maybe you feel dumb about it. Ask any freaking way because it's a question to you. So chances are it's not. And yes, the quality of our questions, it dictates the quality of the responses. It dictates how we respond and what we do with the information that we get when we ask. So yeah, I get it. At the same time, ask what you feel are the dumb questions. Ask it anyway. And I'm hoping that you have people in your life who care about you who will not go like, poor little tink tink, and just dismiss you. I hope that they answer the dumb questions for you. Find you some people that's going to take love you like that and take time and do that. Okay. And make your mistakes. When you mess up, please don't hide. Do not hide. A mistake is a mistake. You didn't do it on purpose. It was an accident. Open your mouth and say so. And do not bother with the keeping of appearances. When stuff is breaking down and it is melting, say so. Hey, listen, I run a mastermind. Spread people out the gate. January was on fire. And I let them know, hey, listen, I'm not feeling good about it. I don't feel good. I'm tired. I have migraines. And there's a lot going on. Pray for me. Yes, I did. I have a list of people that I called. Boop, 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 boop. Hey, listen, this just blew up. I mean, it is on fire and I have no water to put it out. This is gasoline jaws. Pray. And and they pray. And I get the same messages from this circle of friends. Hey, listen, this is going on. Pray. pray for one another. If it's coaching involved, we're on the phone, we coach one another, we remind one another, we mirror one another, we love one another, we journey together. This is what I'm encouraging you to put in place if you don't have it. So piss on the ego. Ego ain't helping you, dog. Move and lean into fast, quickly. There's the practice I have. When it comes to certain people that I do business with, some of them might be like, dragging a message. Message written. If I feel a certain way about it, I'm counting to three. And guess what it's going to be done by? Three. There is no excuse. It is a habit. I have built it. I built it as a bypass. So build your bypasses so that you do the thing that you need to do, the hard thing that you don't want to do. Get it done. Piss on the excuses. You are coming. You're going to die. It's not nice to say out loud, huh? Everybody, life is what you are not getting out of. We will come to a conclusion. The question is, will you come to your conclusion with a bunch of regrets? And I wish I had halves, or you gonna bust the door down on that whole thing. Like, listen, I had a blast. I did some amazing stuff. Pull out your intercom, you piece of shit, and I do. Have you lived a fulfilled life? Are you living every day like it's your last day? Do you get it? Because it could be. God forbid, some folks want to be around longer. I do too. And yeah, I get that. At the same time, move, move, move strategically, wisely, with an open heart and an open mind for the possibilities to come. There are wonderful things to do. I was having a conversation earlier. I have one more call to make tonight too about some music. Okay, because I love music. I have loved music forever. And I remember 2025, 2024. I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna record something. Just gonna do it. So I want to, and I put it out, and I did in 2025. So I love that for me. What do you love for you? Get to step in. These are the pivots. I offered you 7 pivots. Of course, there's plenty more. Find the pivots that help you grow exponentially. What are your pivots back to the anything box? In your anything box, there's so much room for possibilities. The anything box lets you know that anything is possible. Anything is possible. You're still breathing, you've got time. What do you want to put in your anything box? What clothes do you want to put in your anything box with the googly eyes? Because mine got googly eyes because I think that's fun. What do you need in your anything box? My music was in my anything box. Singing in my poetry was in my anything box. Done. Being an author was in my anything box. Being a life coach was in my anything box. Being a mommy and a grandma was in my anything box. I have had so many things in my anything box, the education, the professions that I've tapped into, my cameras, oh my God. I want to tell you how many pictures I have. I'm going to keep pictures up. My anything box, oh my God, it's so full, and there is still so much room in my anything box. Anything fits in there except for negative poop. Get the picture? Do not put no caca poo poo doo doo in your anything box. There's no room for that mess. In your anything box, there is plenty of room for the things that you are passionate about, for the things that you would pursue as a scientist, for the things that you would approach and possess and enjoy and share your enjoyment about. That is what your anything box is for. It is your permission box, your permission to you, like my university, PTU. It is your permission to you. It just is. It is your permission to you to do you in a manner that says, I lived my own life. I did not live it for everybody around me. I lived my life. When I come to the conclusion of my life, it will not be in regret. It will be in fulfillment and gratitude and thank you, Sovereign Divine God, for all of the amazing blessings, the incredible people, and the opportunities to serve, to impact, to love, to give, to create, to leave legacy and words and life and light, all of the things. God goes in your anything box. For along with them 7 minutes that I offered you. You got 7 of them. I'm going to encourage you just to fill your box this week. Fill it with love. Fill it with some happiness. If you have not had a chance to get a hold of my Practicing Happiness, yeah, it's happiness as a choice. That's the title. But it teaches one to practice happiness. Go ahead and get in touch with me. So my social media is Leaky K Courtney across the board, with the exception of Instagram. There it is Malikia.LadyMolotov, and that is spelled Molotov. I did mention earlier, I am that poet, spoken word artist, and connect. Let's connect. You can catch up with me on LinkedIn as well, and then let's get to know each other. If you know that I am your speed, I am the coach that you need, your guide. Yeah, get in touch with me quickly. Let's go ahead and get that work in the water. I do have space for 2.5 hour strategy sessions. If it is that you're the beginning of the year, you like to get some clarity. So I guess I probably should say a little bit more, huh? For a couple of years, I was asked to sit on a panel and help people to spiritually and emotionally and physically connect with their next business and entrepreneur adventure. Also to offer a review on how aligned they were with their current choices. And I say it with a smile because it's a bit of a dance, baby, when you have somebody who is looking you in your face and saying to you, I understand that you were passionate about this business. I know that you chose it and you have spent 5 years trying to build it, but it is not aligned with who you are. And that is why it continues to reject you and you're having zero success in it. That's a hard conversation, but it is equally as fun to sit with a person like, oh my God, I love what you created. This is definitely aligned with your spirit and your energy. This can work. What do we need to clear and clean and transmute to help you transition into that success you're seeking? So I am that human. I love people. They love me back. And I am fortunate in that I have made a difference in many lives. That was because I was willing. I was willing to do it. I had the skills to do it. I had the spiritual gifts to do it. And I thank God for that. You know? So, at my conclusion, I will be saying thank you, God, for an amazing life. How about you? Is that your testimony? Do you have some regret you need to clean up? Do you have some heartache and heartbreak and some sadness that you need to clear up? I get it. Have you had some traumas and some thought? Maybe I've had it all too. Trust and believe I had it all too, and I wasn't kidding when I said January was on fire. And that fire kicked off the end of December of last year. Fire! PK fire! And I am still on the edges of it. I'm navigating through that still at the same time. Thank God for the people in my life. Thank God for having a tool bag the size of Sears Tower that they now call Willis Tower. Thank God for putting the work in and learning what I learned and having people that even won't even let me won't even let me slink off somewhere and rock. We got work to do, baby. The work is in the water, so I stay at it. Here and present with you, and still giving, and still teaching, and still training, and still offering you the opportunity to sit with yourself and come to wonderful conclusions. Experimentation, choice. It's available. It's possible. All right. So that's it. I'll invite you again to be a part of the fourth annual Day of Healing, that Sensual Experience, brought to you by That, which is my company, founder. And we will be on the Clubhouse app for 24 hours. We kick off at midnight on February 7th in SXP House, which is Sanctuary XP House. Master Key Mindset is written backwards. Point. RSVP those rooms. Join us. You got opportunities all day, team, no excuses, to join in, to drop your comments in the chat, to come up to mic level and be a part of the conversation, to listen, to offer. We will have a poetry section. I think it is from 8 to 10 p.m. that night. So come through if you're a poet or artist or singer and you want to come share in that manner, please do. Want to be a part of the conversation? Come on through and listen, learn, take them notes, and share. That's what I'm going to offer you for now. If you'd like to be a part of the 3 day for the women, it is time. It is time to start getting those deposits in. Connect with me directly. I do not allow anyone that I have not connected with directly to come and be in that space because it is a spiritual space and it has to be held in a particular way. So I'd like to meet you. It's not that I need to know you know like that. We could be newly acquainted, but we need to be acquainted. Email life is sanctuaryxp@gmail.com. That is X as an X-ray and P as in Paul. So go ahead and email me over there. Send me a message. Slide in my DMs on this podcast in the comments. Be like, hey, listen, I like to attend. I like to be a part of. I like to come on board. in, impact socially, I welcome you to do that. I welcome all respectful people to do that. You don't bump your head, nod your head. You already know what it is. I'm gonna pray for you. I keep peace. I keep peace in my surroundings. Trust it. That's part. Okay, what else can I invite you to? Because this is February. So let's talk about the anything boxes. If you'd like to know more about the anything boxes, go ahead and reach out to me for that, and we can explore some things and share some stuff with you about it. So I think that's all I'll share with you for now. Pull up for the fourth annual day of healing on the 7th. Pull up for the 3-day for the women in March. That's going to be in the Florida area, so be prepared to fly in, get some sun, get some water, and it's cold half everywhere right now, so I know the people need some heat. All right, ready? I'll tell y'all more next Tuesday. I ordered the pretty happy hearts today just for y'all so we can think on wonderful things. I know Valentine's Day is kind of ick for some people because of what it began in, but thank God for evolution. Now we are in balloons, hearts, gifts, and love, and the happiness of it. And I love love. So thank you for pulling up. Your presence is appreciated, and I'm grateful. I am Alicia K. Courtney, your host of Sanctuary Experience. That's what the SXP stands for. MetaMorphosis 365 podcast. This has been episode 93. What does that mean? It means you can go binge from 1 to 93 and grow. No excuses. I have smiles for you, and I have loved you. Have a wonderful evening.